Hey y'all, here it is, already Wednesday, and it's the first day I've gotten on. I was going to do a live yesterday, and it was just one of those days. Had a guy come in and detail our vans, had somebody come in and needed food, had somebody else call and needed something. It just was a constant. Every time I thought, okay, I can, and then something else would happen. So it was just one of those days, and I'm thankful for those days. Busy days are better days in my book. And when I don't have a whole lot to do, I have too much time on my hands. I overthink things, as Michael says in his sermons. A lot of times I put on my thinking suit and overthinking suit. And so busy days are best. Sunday night and this morning in our women's meeting, I ask a series of questions, and they're like icebreaker questions. Some of them are very serious, and some of them were just lighthearted. And we all got a big kick because I just had them pick numbers. There were 29 questions, and I just had them randomly pick numbers, and then I tried to get out of it and not answer them, and they gave me a number, and it was describe your perfect day. So I was like, oh, that would be April the 25th, like off of Miss Congeniality. It just was one of those funny things that we got to laugh at, and it got serious, and it got deep, and there were tears shed. This morning it wasn't as deep, and it was just a lot of fun getting to know my fellow sisters. And when we do that and we can learn a little bit about one another, and it's just, it was a lot of, it was good, and I enjoyed it. But one of the questions was, what Bible verse or what scripture has changed your life or made a difference in your life? And it was hard for all of us to come up with one. I had one right off the bat because this has been with me since my dad passed away. But Philippians 4:19, I'm pretty sure it's 4:19. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That was one of the ones that was brought up this morning. Romans 8:1. For now there is no more condemnation, but the love of Christ. And when we think about things and when we think about what he's done for us, it's easy to see how good he is to us. But there are days when we struggle. And this the verse that I have is when my dad passed away. And I was grieving. And I didn't really get to grieve the way I wanted to grieve or the way I needed to grieve for a series of circumstances. But this is in Psalms 30, and it's verse 5, and it says, his anger lasts for a moment, but his favor lasts a lifetime. Weeping may go on all night, but joy comes with the morning. And I have heard so many times people say, well, God must be mad at me because I'm going through all of this stuff, and I can't catch a break, and it this, and it just keeps happening. I can promise you, this says right here, his anger lasts for a moment. A moment. His anger doesn't last. His favor lasts a lifetime. So yes, does he get angry at us when we do stupid stuff? Yes, but it's gone just like that. It's gone. His favor lasts for a moment. It's gone. It's gone. His anger, he doesn't punish us in anger. He disciplines us. There's a huge difference. He disciplines us out of love. If he didn't discipline us, we would be as an orphan. He loves us enough to discipline us and for us to see the error of our ways and how to turn back to him. And his favor lasts a lifetime. But I had to remember that the weeping may go on all night. And that night after my dad passed away, the weeping went on all night. After my mom passed away, the weeping went on all night. But then joy comes in the morning when you start to sit and remember. And those memories start flooding back in. The joy comes in. The happiness comes in of remembering those bittersweet moments that you had with that person. And this isn't just about somebody passing away. This may be that somebody hurt you deeply. Somebody you thought would never walk away from you walks away from you. It walks out on you, or whatever it may be. The weeping can last through the night, but the joy comes in the morning. We have the joy of the Lord in us at all times. A lot of times when we're grieving, or we're angry, or we're bitter, or we're whatever it may be, we don't see that joy. But we need to remember, with every sunrise, that joy comes with the morning. I talked to a young man. His grandfather passed away, and he was really angry. Really angry. And I told him, I said, God expects you to be angry. And he does. He expects us to be angry. I said, just don't stay there. Just don't stay there. Because that anger can do such damage to us. Internally, mentally, emotionally, physically. Anger can destroy so much. So even in your anger, don't stay there. Figure out what's causing it. Learn from it. Grow from it. And move on. And see the joy that comes in the morning. The beginning of this psalm, it's a psalm of David sung at the dedication of the temple. The very first verse is, I will praise you, Lord, for you have rescued me. You refused to let my enemies triumph over me. Verse 2, O Lord my God, I cried out to you for help, and you restored my health. Verse 3, you brought me up from the grave, O Lord. You kept me from falling into the pit of death. Verse 4, sing to the Lord, all you godly ones. Praise his holy name. Just know that your weeping may last through the night. And there are a lot of things in our lives right now. Our lives are getting turned upside down. We're not allowed to think. We're just supposed to follow. And we're starting to question a lot of things that we've learned over a long time. And questioning things that we never thought we would have to, but we do. And it gets dark sometimes. It gets really dark. And instead of falling into that pit, we cry out to Jesus, asking him to rescue us, and he will help us climb out of that pit. It may not be an instantaneous climb, just like a lot of people say, oh, well, you prayed for me and it didn't heal me. How do you know you're not healed? Yeah, you may still have some aches, pains, but God may heal you. God is working on the healing. Sometimes it takes a little longer than just a touch. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get your body back in the rhythm, back in the function, back in the groove of what it was supposed to be doing. Don't think that he's not listening to you, because he is. He bends down, he hears you, he loves you, he wants that relationship with you. Cry out to him. And when we turn away from him, when we say, I've had enough, I'm not trusting in, I'm not believing in this anymore, his anger only lasts for a moment. Because when we turn around and we realize we can't do this without him, he's standing there with his arms wide open, saying, come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. And it's not always rest in the physical. A lot of times it's our spirit that's heavy, our emotions that are heavy, our mental status that is heavy. We need to know that even in those things, when we cry out to him and we go to him, he will give us rest in those areas as well. So know that your weeping may go on through the night, but your joy comes in the morning. What a promise. What a beautiful, beautiful promise from him. That even though we are sorrowful, even though we are grieving, even though it doesn't have to last, because we have him. And our joy comes from him. Our joy comes from the relationship that we have with him, and the fact that the Holy Spirit lives within us, and that we can have constant access to him 24/7. What a blessing. Men's meeting was last night. Women's meeting was today. So tonight we have youth. We have the littles and middles at 6 and the bigs at 7. Buses will be running like they normally do. They will be fed, and we've been having a good group of kids, and it's exciting to see them grow. Tom and Janelle Whitten do the littles and middles, and man, they do an amazing job. And Christina Begley takes the littles, so I guess she takes the youngers, and then Tom and Janelle have the older of that group, the middles. So we're blessed. We are blessed with people who are serving. As I sit here, and you may be able to hear hammering and sawing and all of that, Billy is working on the addition of moving that wall out to make the sanctuary a little bit bigger, and we're just so blessed. The Centos guy was here just a little bit before I came on, and he said, I'm just amazed at your church. You guys are always doing something. You're always growing, and you're always, doing things, and it got me to thinking we are blessed. We are blessed by people who donate. We are blessed by people who give. We are blessed by people who give of their time, their talents, their energy. We are just a blessed church. And are we perfect? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We are not a perfect church. But we're trying our best to reach Jesus, people for Jesus. And that's all he's asked us to do, is go into the world and spread the gospel. And that's what we're trying to do. So if you want to see what goes on Wednesday nights, you're more than welcome to come out, observe, see what we do. The kids get to play outside for a little bit when they get here. Then they come in, they get a lesson. Then they go and eat. And then the bigs, or the youth, it's the same way. They get to play outside for a little bit, play basketball, whatever they want to do. Then they come inside. Zach does a lesson with them, and then they go eat. So it's we're blessed with people in the kitchen. We are blessed with those people who serve, and I'm so thankful for them. I want to thank our social media sponsors, Don and Sheila Ferris, Howard and Janice Clark, Leonard and Debbie Spencer, Gordon and Dee Kennard, Genesis Home Health, Turnbow Trailers, Parco Tax and Services, My Travel Misha, Stacy Reese, Watkins Family, Travis Holloway, and Ted and Alicia Crocker. Thank you guys so much for pouring into this ministry. I have been very hit and miss lately. I'm trying to be better, but with me being the only one in the office, some days it's very difficult. So bear with us, bear with me. I'm trying to get that routine down and trying to make sure that I'm getting all my bases covered. So I hope to see you on tomorrow. If not, I hope to be on Friday. So I just don't know what each day is going to bring. Each day is different out here. So, and that is what makes my job fun. And I'm so thankful for my job. One of the questions this morning was, which job have you loved the most? And my answer is this job, because it is. This has been the best job that I have ever had. But the next question was, which job have you disliked the most? And sometimes this job is the one I've disliked the most because of some things that happen sometimes that are out of my control or whatever. But man, I love this job. I love the people that I get to serve with. I love the people that attend here. I just love this job. So I'm so blessed and thankful for it. I'm glad the Lord is allowed me this. But I know when he says, hey, girl, let's move. It's time to move. I know that I need to be able to say, okay, Lord, let's go. Where are we going? Where are we going this time? And we need to be obedient to the Lord when he opens a door, and we need to be able to walk through it and say, okay, God, I know you got me. I know you're going to do great things. So I know of one of our members that is making a huge change, and we talked about it. She and I talked about it a little bit on Saturday, and I said, when God opens those doors, we can't close them. We need to walk through them, and he will walk through it with us, and he's already gone before us and prepared everything that we need. So it's hard sometimes for change, but sometimes change is what we need. So I pray if you're going through change, just remember he's walking with you. He walked before you. He already has everything prepared. It may look rough right now, but he has a plan, and his plan is perfect. And I posted on Crossroads Facebook page, the Lord had a plan long before Satan had a plot. You need to understand that. Satan's going to plot against us, but the Lord had a plan long before that. So we need to trust him and know that he will carry us through. So have a great, great afternoon. The weather is beautiful out there. I think they said tomorrow the weather changes. I don't pay attention. I just get up every morning and say, "Hey Siri, what's the weather today?" So I'll know how to dress. But anyways, I hope you guys have.
Some clear skies today.
Oh,
Daytime temperatures will hover around 71 degrees. with
Siri,
overnight lows
Siri
around
heard me,
43.
and so now she's answering. But or he, my Siri's a he. But I hope you guys have a great, great afternoon. Enjoy the weather, and look forward to seeing the kids tonight. See y'all tomorrow.